Hello, everyone, and welcome to NCEFT's Live Series, where you get to see, learn about, and experience the world of NCEFT. My name is Marty, and I'm the Barn and Facilities Manager here at NCEFT. Today, I get the pleasure of introducing you to our newest therapy pony, Aldi, and we're going to show you a little bit about how we work with the ponies when we get them here to train them to do their therapy job. So Aldi's waiting for us in the arena, so why don't we head over that way? So Aldi is a Norwegian fjord, and she arrived at NCEFT about 1 week before the shelter-in-place started. So we've had a lot of time to work with her, which has been really great, and she is going to be ready for everybody when you guys start coming back to sessions. Chris Swan, who is on behind the camera today, and I went up to British Columbia in February to meet Aldi and evaluate her for our program. And we immediately fell in love with her, and I think today you'll see why. So when she arrived here, what we typically do with horses, and we start them by just walking them around the property, letting them get used to all the different things there are to see here, the pictures that are in the arena, the bell, some toys, the other horses that are here, and just letting them really understand the environment and that it's a safe place for them. But we don't want them to think that they went to the spa, so we do put them to work fairly quickly. We start usually lunging them and then riding them. And then the next big step is we teach them how to go in the lines that we use for all of our therapy sessions. So Daryl and Aldi are waiting in the arena for us, and we'll show you how we do that. So this is Aldi, and she is a gray dun fjord, so she's a little bit different color than the other fjords that we've had here, Elf and Sebastian. And Daryl, you all recognize as one of our horse handlers. So when we first start lining a horse, we want to try and keep it pretty simple and something that they're going to understand, because we want this to be a very successful experience for them. So you could see Daryl's not behind Aldi, but he is at her side, so he can use the lines more like reins that she would be used to for riding. So go ahead and start off, Daryl, that'd be great. So he's going to walk beside her, keeping her moving forward at a nice pace. Let her relax into it and understand what he's asking of her. One thing that's a little different with Aldi, which works to our benefit here at NCEFT, is she has pulled a carriage. So she is kind of used to having the lines behind her. So it was a fairly easy transition, which Daryl will show you in a couple of minutes, to get behind her and long line her like we will when she's in sessions. So you can see how easy that was for Daryl to slip behind her, and she just pretty much goes at the same pace and not excited about it, not worried about it. Everything's working just fine for her there. So while Daryl's adjusting the lines, I'll tell you a little bit more about Aldi. She is 10 years old, and she's a mare. You can tell that she's not very big. She's 13.2 hands, I think, which puts her officially at pony size. And she has had a bit of experience, as I mentioned, driving a carriage and also as a lesson pony. But she didn't really like the lesson pony life, which is why she was offered to us for our program. And we're really, really looking forward to getting you, our patients, on her and getting her in sessions. That is her hello. One of the really fun things that Chris and I really liked about her when we went to try her in British Columbia, is she loves people. She is very, very friendly. She comes up to you when you walk up to her stall in her paddock. She loves the attention. And that's a really nice thing when you're going to have a patient on board and sidewalkers on either side. I know everybody's laughing that she's manoring. Even Chris is behind the camera. But it's a good thing when they manure. All right, so Daryl, why don't you take her around a little bit and start doing some figures, and I'll just describe them as you do them. So Daryl just asked Aldi for a little bit faster walk and a little slower walk, a little faster. And in our world, we call these tempo changes. And now he's circling. It's a smallish circle. And a little bit larger. Oh, a change of direction. Followed by some shallow serpentines. So you can see by the way Aldi is carrying herself, she's very relaxed. Her ears are forward, but every once in a while they'll go back. So she's listening to Daryl, which is exactly what we want our horses to do. We really want them focused on the horse handler. And when they stop, we like them to stand square so that the rider is balanced. And because if they have like a leg cocked or they're not square, the horse's back is not going to be even. Good job, Daryl. Good job, Aldi. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, she was just licking her lips, and that is a really good sign that she is relaxed and happy. Daryl, when you come back down the long side the other way, can you do a little bit of a trot, please? Good girl. So she's got a really nice pace trot for therapy sessions. It's got a little bit of bounce to it, which will cause the patient to have to work a little bit more, but it'll be very comfortable. So one of the next things we do with the horses when we bring them here is we want to make sure that they're going to be okay with the toys and things that are used in sessions. So Whitney and Matt, sorry, have several different toys that they're going to bring out to play around with Aldi. So Matt, why don't you get on the other side and Whitney can throw the ball. Make sure that she sees it. Maybe roll it on her neck first so she doesn't get too surprised by it. That's good. Let her sniff it and figure out what it is. So she's very curious, which is really good. And she's paying attention. It's not like she's not aware that the ball is around. But I really like that she's attentive, but she's not worried about it. So sometimes when our patients are playing with toys, they drop on the ground underneath the horse, and sometimes the horse walks right over them. So it's really good to roll it underneath them and make sure that that works okay. and they don't get upset by that. Good job. So in many sessions, you guys use rings, put them on poles, or use them to pretend like you're driving a car or something of that nature. Oh, she has a crown. So she's still paying attention to what's going on, but she's not, again, she's not worried about it at all. I think Aldi is quite intelligent, figures things out pretty quickly, and doesn't make a fuss about much of anything. So didn't really care about the dice, the noodles, the ball, or the rings yet. So Matt has some bubbles, and interestingly enough, we've found when we go to try horses that the bubbles can be one of the things that kind of gets them. It's hard to blow bubbles with a mask on. I think the bubbles move in such an unpredictable way that might be why they're a little challenging for some horses, or maybe they're really difficult to see and they surprise them. Hard to say. But she doesn't seem too bothered by him. A little more curious, maybe a little more alert than with some of the other toys that the guys brought out. Good girl. So bringing these toys and things out is something that we do with all the horses before they go in a session to make sure that they're going to be okay with that and not get scared and misbehave, because that's a really, really important thing for our program. So the last thing I'd like to show you is we have a lift that we use to mount some patients, and we're going to take Aldi back out of the arena, and I'm going to pretend I'm a patient and mount her using the lift. So I'm going to ask Whitney and Matt to help with that too. So Daryl, if you want to take her out, Whitney, maybe you want to get the gate, and I'll meet you guys over there. So the lift can be really challenging for horses because it goes over their back, and horses are animals of prey. So if something is going over their back, it usually means that it's going to attack them, like think like a mountain lion or something like that. So we need to really spend some time in making sure that any horses that are going to be used with the lift are solid enough with it that they're going to stand still, walk off quietly, and carry on with the session as though it was a regular mount at the regular mounting blocks. So let's see how she does with this. I have my helmet right here. Thank you. Okay, I'm ready. Wrong way. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So that was really good. She was very quiet for that. Did really well. And now we're just going to go in the arena and pretend like we're starting a session. 2 minutes? Okay. So Aldi feels pretty comfortable here, pretty relaxed. I can feel my hips moving side to side. You can probably see my feet swinging a little bit. She is really going to be ready for sessions. Really looking forward to people coming back and having an opportunity to ride her. I think she's going to make an awesome therapy pony for NCFT. And because she's only 10 years old, we are probably going to have her for many years, and she'll help treat many, many patients. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So this is Aldi, and I'm really looking forward to everybody coming and being able to meet her. Thank you so much for joining us for NCEFT Live. The next live series is actually going to be a pre-recorded series, but it'll air on Friday at 3:30, and it will show you what it's going to be like at NCEFT when you come back for sessions. We're going to show you what a typical session is going to look like. So hoping to see everybody soon, and thank you again.